I'm Carl Reeder, author of The Startup Coach and The Franchising Handbook, and director of D&T and a number of other businesses. Now, I started business in a very unconventional way. I did GCSE business studies, but all that did was tell me that business wasn't for people like me. So I fell into business by accident. However, I now have a passion of educating others that actually they can be their own boss as well. So the subject of my talk is be your own boss, even if you've got a boss. Look, if you're in business or even if you're employed, it's really important that you take control of what you do. So many people fall into the trap, even when they're self-employed, of working for themselves as if they're a boss. And you know, as Michael E. Gerber said in that famous book, The E-Myth Revisited, you end up going from working for a jerk to working for a maniac. So be your own boss is all about embracing that control that you have, whether it's your business, whether it's your career, and making intelligent decisions, working smarter, not harder. My job is simply to be a translator. My job is to take complicated business models and to explain them in language that 8-year-olds can understand, so that actually you don't even think that you're learning about business, but you will have some key takeaways that you can implement in your business, and I guarantee that they'll be a benefit to you. So I believe anyone either thinking of starting a business or indeed anyone who's actually got their own business should go to these business shows. It's absolutely vital to understand the change that's happening in the world. We've all heard about automation, but how does it actually impact us? How does it impact our business? How does it impact our customers? We also need to think about the way that customer desires are changing, the way that customers' needs are changing, and the way that society as a whole is changing. This is the kind of thing that you can learn from keynotes such as mine, The Future of Business, and others. You can understand where the business world is going, because if you carry on doing the same thing that you've always done, you won't just get what you've always got, you will actually be standing still and moving backwards, because everyone else will be accelerating. So I would wholeheartedly recommend you visit the business shows and understand more about where your business is going. You would not believe the amount of mistakes that I see business owners make. And these actually come from some of the most experienced business people as well as newbies who've just started out. So for example, one of the biggest things that I see small businesses do is an over-obsession on planning. They come up with a big dream, they think of their idea, that's all well and good. Then they start planning and planning and planning, and they never actually do anything. They really look at refining their business plan. They add in loads of zeros onto a spreadsheet so they can become a spreadsheet millionaire. But you know what? They just don't go out and take action. They don't go and understand what it is their customers want, and most importantly, sell that stuff to them. So if I was to be asked what is the biggest mistake or roadblock that I see in business, it's that. It's a failure to take action. Networking is absolutely vital in any business, and I know some people don't like it. They think it's cringeworthy, they don't like the idea of forced referrals, they don't like the idea of sitting round a table at 7 o'clock eating breakfast. Networking isn't about that. Some networking groups are like that, but in business you need to network more generally. You need to meet other people out there, and rather than trying to sell at them, just get to know them, because business is about people. Business is no longer B2B or B2C. It's H to H, human to human. And that human connection is absolutely vital. Look, we live in a day and age now where people feel that they can network as much as they want online. Look, you can even find me, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, 25 hours a day. However, that social networking is only one part of a jigsaw. By going out, meeting other business owners, meeting suppliers, meeting potential customers, you can really accelerate your business. And as I say, it's not about meeting them to thrust a business card onto them and hope for the best. It's actually about getting to know them as people. It's H to H, remember, human to human. If people know you, they like you and trust you, the business will soon come. So the best career advice I've had. Now this is actually quite a funny one. I was interviewed by The Telegraph quite recently about this, and do you know what? It's a really simple bit of advice that I was given by my dad when I was about 12 or 13, and it was actually, just keep details of everybody you meet. At the time, this was a filofax. He was telling me that I need to keep a filofax with the name and number of everyone I meet so I can always pick up the blower, speak to them and find out how I can help them or who they know who can help me. Now, obviously we don't have a filofax anymore, we rarely phone people anymore, it's all email and social media, but I've kept that ethos of maintaining a good network with me, and it's worked wonders for my business. So for most businesses of all shapes and sizes, I honestly believe that the biggest trend over the next year, if we put Brexit to one side, we put GDPR to one side, we put all of these things that are external nuisances but we can't do anything about to one side, the biggest trend that we're going to have to contend with is the rise of automation and technology. Now, when that's combined with the societal shift that we're currently going through, look, we live in a stay-at-home economy now. People don't go out to buy food, they use Deliveroo. People don't go out to the cinemas, they watch Netflix. When we combine those two together, we've got a massively shifting way of doing business. And you might feel that that doesn't apply to you, that only applies to big businesses or consumer-facing businesses. Well, you know what? People are people. And even if you're dealing with the biggest corporates on a B2B level, you're dealing with an individual and their tastes, the way that they do business is changing, and you need to make sure that you adapt to that. Look, I've got an anecdote about Starbucks. Now, we might all joke about Starbucks and the fact that we go in there, they ask us for our name, and what happens, they spell it wrong. I know I've been called Carol, I've been called all sorts. That's a bit of a joke. However, there's I believe, a very sad reality to that. Do you know the reason why Starbucks put the name on the cups? It's simple. They realise that sometimes people who go into their coffee shops, it's the only time that they'll speak to someone that day. We live in a world of technology and automation. Things are changing. So far as the biggest trend and how to embrace that trend, I would say make sure that your business is human to human.